Hello everybody and welcome to JGod Gaming. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Type 5 and giving you the best class setup for the weapon. If you're unfamiliar with how I typically do these breakdowns, is what I do is in the first part of the video, talk about the best class setup and then I transition on how to use the weapon, because every weapon has its own strengths and weaknesses, and I like to give the how with the what. Obviously the what is the best class setup, and I'm going to give you the how you're supposed to use the weapon. So first up, let's go ahead and start off with that what. So the best class setup for this weapon, for me in my opinion, is the Reflex Sight, because I really wasn't a fan of the iron sights. You need to be as accurate as possible because you get limited ammo capacity. It only has 10 shots in the magazine, so you're going to want to make sure that you bump that up with the extended magazines up to the 15 mark to allow you to get a little bit more consistent kill feeds, because a lot of times if you miss even a couple shots, you're going to be in a bad spot. And the third attachment that you're going to want to equip is that advanced rifling. This gun has an effective range of 25 meters. So before 25 meters, it's going to be 2 shots to kill. Beyond 25 meters, it's going to be 3 shots to kill. So if you want to make sure that you limit that as much as possible and get that maximum effectiveness, you're going to need that advanced rifling to push that effective range to 50 meters. So everything within 50 meters will be 2 shots to kill unless you shoot through a surface. So pretty much you're going to get a little bit more consistent kills. Your ammo is going to get you a little bit further, but if anyone is beyond 25 meters without that, you're going to have to hit them 3 times, which only makes it that much more difficult to go on longer streaks and have consistent games. So this is the part of the video where I transition to talking a little bit more about the gameplay and give you some strategies on how to use this weapon and give you my overall thought process so you can kind of know how I'm thinking when I'm actually navigating the map and how I'm positioning myself intentionally to make sure I can maximize the strength of this weapon. If you are enjoying the video so far, do remember to hit that like button. I do have a goal of 250 likes on this video. And if you are new to the channel, I typically do subscriber breakdowns, Call of Duty news, in-game updates, best class setups like you're seeing today, as well as other tip and trick videos. If any of that sounds interesting to you as a new subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button or kind of stick around in the video, see if you enjoy the rest of the content, and then hit the subscribe button then with notifications on. I skipped ahead just a little bit, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not use the class that I'm describing just because I hadn't unlocked it when I did this gameplay. I am not really a fan of this weapon at all. I went ahead and took on the challenge because a lot of subscribers asked me, hey, can you do a best class setup? And through my experience of playing through it, leveling it all the way up, I identified what the best class setup was pretty early on, even without the attachments. As you have done a lot of these best class setups and I have a lot of experience playing the game, I can immediately identify what guns need what attachments based off how I want to utilize them. And this one is very weak across the board for a majority of the gameplay. I'm not going to call it beastly, I'm not going to call it godly, because that's just not the case. The attachments I was running in this specific clip that you're going to see is I was running a Reflex Sight, which I do recommend, and then I was running high caliber, which I really don't recommend with the semi-auto weapon. And the third attachment that I'm running in this specific gameplay is grip, and in reality it just doesn't help because this gun does not have that much recoil. A lot of the semi-autos do not really have that much recoil. You can see this guy right here, man. This guy was actually kind of annoying a lot of the gameplay because he was a pretty decent player that would kind of camp back in their spawn, protect the flag, and eventually I was able to get on a longer streak. So you're looking at a little kill feed where I die there, but I'm already on a streak getting into the next thing. So keep in mind that I'm playing to the strengths of what the weapons and the attachments that I had. Obviously, if I would be using my other class setup that I just described, I'd probably transition to actually choosing more gunfights appropriately. The range, if people would die quicker, instead of 3 shots, it would have been 2. Extended mags would have given me that 15, so I could have played a little bit more aggressive instead of playing just really campy at certain times. And you're going to see, this is going to be how you're going to need to use the weapon. You're going to need to kind of post up, wait for people, get good sight lines, and then hold a little bit of sight lines. I do still play a little bit aggressive kind of by pushing their spawn. For the most part, I'm just playing pretty smart. I'm not going to be the running with the flag because someone comes off guard. I'm not going to really land those shots. Like right there, I killed that guy and I only already had like 7 bullets. I got to reload right away, waiting for this guy to come around. I get an assist there. So when you actually maneuver with a semi-auto weapon, you have to be very precise in your shots. You have to be pre-aiming. If you're pulling up your gun, when you see the person, it's almost too late. If they saw you, it's going to be a wrap. So right now, I know my teammates are mostly behind me. There is one guy that went into their spawn. You can see they're coming around the flank. Kind of paying attention. I know I got a bouncing Betty over there. I do typically put S-mines in strategic areas so they give me that map awareness. I put in that window so that no one can really peek me in that window. And then I do have one mid-map. So the guy went in the window and then he should get hit. I did puncture through the wall. So you don't really need that FMJ, because the weapons do have pretty high penetration if you do hit it, but it's just going to take you more shots. And with this weapon, I'm not saying that it's impossible to run around and be crazy, but that's not a playstyle that I can adopt, especially if I'm running a semi-auto weapon. And when you come across an SMG, you're more than likely going to get gunned when you come around the corner. So you have to stay to those medium to long sight lines where you excel. But obviously in this gameplay, I'm capped at 25 meters and then I got to shoot people 3 times. That's kind of a bad thing when you're working with semi-autos. You want to reduce that time to kill. So that's exactly where that advanced rifling comes in. So you can actually reduce that time to kill significantly on a consistent basis. So right there, I was getting shot in the back. I'm really trying to place bouncing betties in a position where it's going to be good. So I place one there, come back around, and then now I know I have two right there on that side of the map. So pretty much everyone's going to be up mid and then on the left side of the map, unless these bouncing betties go off, that'll give me an indicator of where they're at. Obviously, I'm using S-mines because I want to have good map awareness. I call those paratroopers in their spawn, and paratroopers are one of the most overpowered things in Capture the Flag, as well as Gridiron, because it allows the paratrooper just kind of run around the spawn. They spawn in, get shot, and then you do a pretty good job. I think they shot a lot of my paratroopers out of the sky, because smart players tend to do that. You can shoot them out of the sky, and it makes it a little bit easier for you. So you can see right here, I'm kind of just patrolling this area, maintaining a little bit longer sight lines, and then I'm one off of that ball turret gunner. So I'm going to hold on to the ball turret gunner because I definitely want to save that. I don't want to ruin my streak, because what happens to often in Capture the Flag is you tend to run out of kills because they have that spawn delay. So it takes a lot longer to go on these longer streaks, especially if you're going to get on a V2 streak. Like you're going to see I get in here. I start getting shit on the back. I dive for my life right there. Reposition, make sure I get full health. And with the score being 0-0, I'm just kind of being as patient as possible, seeing where I need to position myself. Because at the end of the day, I got to make sure that I'm in a strong position. I do get that recon plane. There's still a minute 52 left, so I make sure I call that in right away. Because with Blitzkrieg, you're going to get a 45-second recon plane longer than the normal 30 seconds. So you get an extra 50% longer one just because I'm running Blitzkrieg. So that helps with that map awareness. I can see him at this long range. You can see I'm fairly accurate, but I got to always reload. And then in that bad position right there, if I had extended mags, I would have been in a little bit better position. I had to switch to the pistol because I had 0 ammo from taking out 2 guys. And the 3rd guy comes in with the shield. Luckily, I'm able to switch to that pistol, land those shots, and keep the streak going. And right here, you can see I got about a minute 20 left. And I'm wondering, okay, I kind of lost track of whether or not we had won that first round. So I wasn't sure if we needed a cap or if we just needed to play defense. But at the end of the day, I was kind of thinking, oh man, this has to be it. I only got a minute left. I need a couple more kills. I can't really run out of cover because that's just dumb with this weapon. I have to play defense because with the way that the sight lines on this map work, there's only really a couple longer sight lines. So for the most part, I'm at a disadvantage unless I'm spawn trapping or in one of the windows. So since I couldn't really get back to the window, right here I peeked and saw that someone's in our spawn. I kind of take a look from a different angle, hoping I can get him off guard. He comes around, end up snapping him off. And then I got to reload because I took 4 bullets to kill the guy, even though I only hit him with 2. And then now I'm kind of, okay, teammate's there. I got to shoot this guy. And then I almost get completely melted. I go, I got to get to cover. I got hit 4 times at range. And now I'm hoping this teammate who's AFK will do something. And he just stood there, obviously, because he's not paying attention. And then all of a sudden he fires his weapon after the fact. After the guy grabbed the flag. I couldn't even see that the guy grabbed the flag, but the teammate just let him grab it. So right now I'm 1 kill off. And I'm thinking, man, I only got 17 seconds. I need to make this happen. So we just kind of push out as much as we can. And the downside is I thought the match was over because we had already won. And I didn't realize in the heat of the moment that this was actually going to tie it up. But at this point, I end up getting that V2 rocket. I push that engagement. And then I get shot in the back from a guy that's kind of in between all my teammates. We do go on to win with the ball turret gunner. I'm not going to really show all that part, but I will skip to the end so you can see that. But if you did enjoy the video anyway, remember to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new to the channel and enjoyed this type of breakdown. And then we'll go ahead and see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. And as always, have a great day.